Howdy folks, Zelgrax here. Welcome to Blood Bowl 2. I am joined by Wissenlander,
Ahoy hoy.
also known as Bardor, for those of you who watch Fables from the Pickled Quipper. And I'm joined by Siberius Wolf,
Good evening.
also known as Esker, for those of you who listen/watch to Fables from the Pickled Quipper. And because we were we decided to do some fun, relatively low-stress Blood Bowl together. We've called it the Pickled Quipper League because the Pickled Quipper Invitational did not fit in the name slot. I was very sad about that because that's what I wanted to call it. And we figured we'd do a sort of little preamble video just to introduce the teams and each other and so on and so forth.
Yeah, because some of these games, if not maybe all, will probably end up on one of our channels, or both, or whatnot.
Yes. So you'll see various videos going up. Some will maybe not have commentary. You'll just see like chat going back and forth rather than... And I there's a fair chance that some of them may not have sound at all. So, sorry. Technology.
But if you try and watch one of those and it's no good, there may be a commentary version of it on somebody else's channel.
And by that he means if my one has no sound, he might do a commentary on it.
Or vice versa. You might watch the first one and think, oh, that actually looks quite fun. Maybe I'll commentate one of their games.
I might, in fairness, I might.
Because the commentary could be actually quite interesting in the sense that you can do it more cinematically as well. So you can watch and spin the camera around and get views from both players. There's all sorts of potential there. You can
That's
make
true.
predictions on what's going to happen and then, put your head in your hands when it doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I just like my initial predictions, I'm just going to put this out there. I feel like there's going to be a lot more head-in-hand moments, certainly from me. Just because I'm still not very good. It's really what it boils down to.
Neither am I, so don't feel too bad.
Okay, now put your invisible hands up, and I'm going to put mine down now. But put your invisible hands up if you've actually made it through to, say, the knockout phase of a Champions Ladder. Rich, I can see yours up.
This is why you can't see my camera.
I mean, I haven't played enough to do that, so...
Yeah, I mean, James totally would have done had he have played enough games.
I don't know about that. I definitely have to scrap my one team. I'm very new to this game as far as Blood Bowl 2. I mean, I've played Blood Bowl for on and off for a little while now. Mainly against Rich, actually, it seems. But against some other people as well, mainly online. But I'm actually kind of new to Blood Bowl 2, which is a great time to get into it whenever it's, getting ready to end.
Yeah.
But so I've only played really a handful of games here. My one team has been absolutely terrible and basically destroyed the first couple of games, and I was just limping along. So
Sounds like you're doing things right. Honestly, that's how you start Blood Bowl.
yeah, I mean it was bad. So made me sad. But Blood Bowl is Blood Bowl, so it's part of the deal.
That's very true.
When it comes to the teams that we're taking, I did purposefully try and veer away from anything I've ever played or anything I'm ever comfortable with, because I think it's fair to say that I have played about 1 million times more than the other guys. So
Yeah,
I
think that's
tried
accurate.
to sort of make things weird in the hopes that helps somewhat.
Yeah, I've got, according to this, about 140 hours, but I'm not sure all of that I've actually played. I think back in the day I had some issues where, like, I didn't shut the game out properly or something, so I think there's at least, like, a day of that's not even real. Maybe more. But, yeah, I mean, you can see my dismal attempts at playing with my Pro Elves, my Orcs, my Dark Elves, my Skaven. Take your pick. They're all up online for people to mock fiercely. I mean, and you know, to be fair, Rich has also had some terrible games and has made bad plays and has had terrible results too. So you know, I mean, maybe we're all as bad as each other.
You can't play a game which has so many like vital decisions that are easy to get wrong without occasionally just forgetting something or just misclicking or
yeah.
I mean, it just happens. That's part of the beauty of the game is it's quite an intense game if you're trying to really play hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean this is seen when you look at so I think probably one of the most well known players would be Knorr. And even he, when he's tryharding, as he calls it, you know, he builds an optimized team and he still doesn't win as much as you would feel someone of a sort of a higher tier should, just because sometimes you roll 2 1s.
Yeah.
And
he would probably do better as well if he didn't have his chat there, I think.
I think sometimes they actually, well, certainly they're a distraction, but also like you'll second guess because someone will suggest something and you're like, oh yeah, I should do that, and then it doesn't, you know, it wasn't the optimal play that you would have come up with on your own.
We should talk about the teams.
Yes, let's talk about the teams. Let's start here with James / Bardor / Wissenlander.
Yes.
So you've gone for I think the 2 sort of classics, really, haven't you?
Yeah, part of that is because, like I said, I'm not as experienced, and honestly, I like theme a lot, basically in any game I play. So the 2 teams I picked were Greenskins and Humans, which basically to me are the Empire. So the Greenskins, I've been on a kick of Kelly's Heroes, so I went down that line and I named all of the players after characters from that movie. And then for basically my Empire team, I themed them after the Warhammer Empire forum and a lot of the different people on there. I was actually going to use Phil and Rich as characters, but I thought that might be a little weird considering I'm going to be playing them. So I decided not to, and I decided not to put myself in there as well, just for
makes sense.
Not wanting to protect myself type things.
You know, you'd be the first to die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that seems about right. So yeah, but Kelly's Heroes for the Greenskins, and Odd Bunch of Imperials for my human team.
Yeah, and Kelly's Heroes are a beautiful shade of green, in like green skin, green armor. They look on point here. I've got them up here.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a pretty classic orc lineup there. You've got the thrower, 4 blitzers, 4 black orcs, 2 linemen.
Yep.
I would to me that seems pretty standard.
Yeah,
no troll,
so.
no goblins, nothing weird, and then just saving up for that Apo.
Yeah, basically. I thought about some weird things, but considering I'm not great, I figured I might as well just try to go pretty standard.
And
I don't know if you guys knew this, but when the game first came out, like the Blood Bowl 2 first came out, blitzers were 10k more, which made orc team selection even more tricky.
Interesting. I did not know that.
That would be rough.
And then the Odd Bunch of Imperials here. Yeah, I realized, I saw... So, I'm just going to peel back the curtain a little bit. This is actually being filmed after Game 1, which is why you're seeing... On my screen, you're seeing some impact of that. But I'm not going to say what. But I did notice Steve B, and that's when it clicked what you'd done.
Right.
Because I have been on the Warhammer Empire forum, but it's been a while since I was active, and I don't think I was ever really that active. So,
Right. Yeah, it's a mix on there. It's different people that I've had interactions with. So some of them might not stick out as much, but people I've campaigned with and talked with over the years and stuff like that. So it's just kind of my take on it, because it's basically, I mean, that forum is basically the way we met. So
it's true. Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that you took the ogre. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I figured I need a little bit of beef in that one because I tried it. I tried the other team, which was Wissenlander longbows, which have been absolutely destroyed. That was the team I was talking about before.
Yeah.
I tried it with that on ogre, and it was just I'm not that good. I am not that good. So needed it bad.
Yeah. No, and you know, I think ogres are a good value.
I think that you almost always see them in human teams.
Yeah. It's not like the troll and the orcs.
Even if it just stands there in the middle and does nothing, it's doing something.
It's strength 5, so you know it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a little look at my team. So I've gone for 2 that I have wanted to play and just hadn't got around to yet. So I have the new Neck Romantics, which is, well, necromantic. That probably should have been clear. And I have punned my way through this team. The other one is not so punny, I'm afraid, but this one I really worked hard at. So you have Ziggy Starwolf and David Bowowie are my werewolves. Simon LeBone and Spandau Ballet are my flesh golems. Ultra Blocks and Classics Nouveau were my whites. And then, so for zombies, I'm going to be honest, I was running out of new romantic, like, musicians and bands and stuff. So the zombies are all going to be named after nicknames for, like, the fans, or, like, you know, like the... Not groupies, that doesn't quite seem right. But, like, so there's New Dandy, Romantic Rebel, Punk Peacock, The Futurist, and Blitzkid, that's a perfect name for Blood Bowl for the zombies. I have no ghouls, but I have some good names for ghouls. At least 2 ghoul names already in my back pocket. Not that I can remember them right now, but I'll pull them back up at a later date when I actually get around to having enough money for ghouls.
Yeah, I think all the positionals are worth having, even if you only have 1 ghoul. I suppose if I was going to cut anything, it'd be 1 ghoul, but I'd probably run 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I think that's sort of what you aspire to. I wanted the block from the 2 whites. I don't think I could have done without the 2 whites. The strength 4 of the golems is I think important. And then I just wasn't going to play without the werewolves. It's as simple as that. I wanted them.
Yeah.
So I'm in a bit of a dire situation where I'm starting without any ghouls and with only 2 rerolls. But, you know, I'm sure it'll go fine. I never make bad choices with team selection.
At least you got regen.
Yes, so. and the entire team at the moment has regen, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's a 4 up to just ignore an injury roll, which is good. But yeah, I've wanted the werewolves. That's really what it is. I've wanted to play with werewolves, like, forever. I think since I first played against them.
I mean, they're one of the best players in the game.
Yeah, I think so. And, like, I mean, if you can get either strength or agility, all of a sudden you have a really good piece that you can kind of build your team around. Getting a stat up there is good. My second team is the Underworld Denizens. And I kind of picked these guys just because I don't think they are strictly a very popular team to play as, and yet I have faced them a surprisingly large number of times in the ladders that I've done so far. So I thought it was just time that I got to reap the benefits of that. So these are just named after burrowing mammals. So nothing. The biggest one is the troll, Warpstone Troll. He's called Badger. Then I've got Skaven Blitzers, Armadillo and Mongoose. My Skaven Throwers are Bilby and Fennec. My Skaven Linemen are Woodchuck and Groundhog. And then my Goblins are Pika, Chipmunk, Jerboa, and Gerbil.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds good.
I promise to try and throw Goblins when possible. What I love is that this team has 4 rerolls to start with.
Nice.
Rerolls are very expensive for this team. They're 70k, so 140k later on. So you want rerolls early. Plus, you have to deal with things like animosity. Skaven do not like passing to non-Skaven. So I mean, even handing off, there's a roll of a 1. They just refuse to hand the ball off to the goblins. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, the blitzers are, I guess, essentially storm vermin. I mean, they start with block. So I've got 2 block pieces. I got the 2 throw, so I've got 2 pieces with sure hands and pass. So I mean, ball handling should be pretty fun. And goblins are just ridiculous. Speaking of,
well, real quick, the big difference between this team and my team is you get mutations, which will actually make the goblins a lot more effective.
That's true, yes, because I can start getting some really fun things on them.
Yeah.
Like when you can get like 2 heads, and stuff like that. The dodging becomes out of this world, and they're already good because they've got dodge and stunty.
But yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of goblins. Oh my.
So my first team is There's Not Mushroom, which is my goblin team.
You're starting with 15.
I know. Goblins are pretty weird. I've got 15 players, 3 rerolls. I still got 20k left over. And I took all of the positionals.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I see it.
Which
yeah, you've got everybody there.
So rolls a bungee,
do you mean a
chainsaw?
You don't mean
fanatic,
bungee?
a bombardier.
You don't mean bungee. You mean pogo?
Well, pogo, sure. I'm not going to be used to their names. Fanatic, pogo. Oh, he is a pogo. Okay.
Yeah,
Looney,
is that your English showing?
Bungee? No, no, he's just wrong.
Okay.
My guy is not going to use a pogo stick. He is just going to bungee.
He's just going to bungee off the the roof. Okay, that's cool.
Gotcha.
So that's 3 secret weapons. So
yeah,
that's fun.
This is why I have 15 players.
Well, yeah.
That and they're ridiculously cheap. But they're all named after mushrooms, and there's some surprisingly good names.
Yeah, Destroying Angel for your fanatic is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I even like just the basic goblin ones, like Chicken of the Woods.
Yeah, that was the one I was first drawn to. Chicken of the Woods is a great name.
And it's pretty amazing. I'm really glad you went with this. I didn't know if you were gonna stick with it or not. So.
Yeah, I think it'll be madness.
Yes.
I assume you'll also be throwing some goblins at some point.
I mean, I'll be throwing all sorts of things.
That's fair. You got the bombardier, so yeah.
I think. Can you?
And you get cheap bribes as goblins too, don't you? I think they're only 50k.
Okay, I was just checking to see if yeah, you can. I was checking to see if you could throw the pogo, but you can't, sadly.
Doesn't have the right stuff.
But yeah, you can. You do get cheap bribes, and that's mainly to keep your guys on rather than foul. So that's my first team. My second team is Christmas is Coming, which is Kislev. Now,
nice
what
gear.
I discovered on trying to make this team is that, boy, you can't get anything you want at all.
Oh wow.
So I'm starting with a bear, 2 blitzers, and then just linemen. I could barely afford that.
Wow, yeah.
It seemed to be a really expensive team. Now, I didn't need to put out so much money for the bear, but even if I didn't, you're just putting in a 3rd blitzer. And this team has access to catchers, 4 blitzers, I think maybe 4 catchers. The catchers are really good, but I couldn't afford them, so this team is going to take a while to get off the ground.
I'd like to...
Which is amusing considering they all have leap.
The irony that you have 2 blitzers, neither of whom is called Blitzer.
Blitzen. Yes.
Still.
I think the 3rd one may have been called Blitzen, and I had to cut him.
So what are the other names there? Are they just...
They are elves. They are Scandinavian name for the elves.
Okay.
Like Santa's elves.
Yeah, those are not easy to pronounce.
Santa's pants.
What was that from?
Reference there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, in fairness though, 60k for linemen with very long legs and leap is not
You
bad.
gonna say that's good? I thought you were.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, I guess it's okay considering the regular humans are.
And is that
okay.
a regular human stat block? 6338.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
you've
got 2 skills. It's the real problem is just the expense of the positionals, not the linemen.
Okay. Okay. So I'm still trying to work out why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
You can get like an extra player and an ogre and 4 blitzers and what? How is this team so expensive? I can't work it out. How much are human blitzers?
I can check.
Are they only like 80 or 90 or something?
Something like
90.
That.
90. My blitzers are 110.
Yeah. And the ogre is
They
130.
don't have block. It's not too different. Why is my team so bad? Did I do something wrong here? I feel like I just don't have enough stuff.
3 rerolls for 150. We're gonna do some quick maths, everybody.
No, I didn't.
So 150, 140,
That's right.
110, 110, and that's for your rerolls in the 3 positionals. That's 510, and then
the rerolls are only 50k. I mean, it's not like the rerolls are expensive.
And then you needed what?
Don't have an apple.
8. Yeah, 8 at 60.
Yeah.
Plus 8 times 6.
I didn't accidentally buy a pitch enhancement or something, did I? Nope.
8 times 60 is 480. So yeah, it maths.
It's just
right.
It's weird how just adding 10 to 20k to each player suddenly makes them a lot less.
I mean, I guess out of 11,
than humans.
That's a whole player, isn't it? When you're doing it by that many. Well, that's good then.
Yeah,
so
but it's not. It's not just that, but like, it's not just that. It's the fact that like humans get 4 blitzers and a catcher and a thrower in that team as well. It's like, whew.
And so the blitzers get diving, tackle, and jump up. That's some interesting stats right there. That's nice.
2 skills which would be really useful further down the line, maybe. But I mean, you know, it should be interesting. I feel like this team is going to die horribly most of the time. I shouldn't have taken the Tame Bear, but it was another nod to fun because I don't think most Kislev players take him.
No, and I'm just saying that he's got prehensile tail, but I think that's actually the chain, isn't it?
Yeah,
because that doesn't make sense.
This is of course based on the Slan team, and I believe they get a croc score.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he's effectively a croc score.
Yeah.
Croc scores are fine.
Yes, croc scores are good. I think a lot of Blizzard players would take the crocs. So yeah, there we have it. This is the 6 teams we've got. We're gonna have, like I said, there's no real schedule for this. It's just when 2 of us are available. We're just gonna play. Probably try and mix it up so that we're not getting the same matchups too often. But I mean, inevitably it's going to happen with only 6 teams. That we are going to get rematches.
Yeah, I'd like to think that we play through everything before we play through everything again, though.
We'll certainly try to. I mean, to an extent, that depends on availability.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to this. It's going to be nice to be a bit different. Less of the stress of trying to, do well as much as just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rich to make me very sad again. So.
Oh yeah.
It happens.
I don't think I've beaten him in Blood Bowl ever. So.
I haven't either. So
Yeah.
Rich has photographic evidence of me being sad. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. So.
Oh well. What can you do?
Try to beat him.
Good point. Well, there we are. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
No problem. You're welcome.
Yep. I really meant the viewers, but also thank you guys for joining me.
You're also welcome.
And expect to see some games randomly popping up at completely illogical intervals at various different stages. like I said, there's a chance that not all of them get recorded, but with the ability to go back and do commentary later, that's an option. So you may see that happening too. Incidentally, I set the turn timer to 3 minutes just because I think both myself and James would benefit from slightly longer than the Champ Ladder 2-minute timer.
Okay.
But I can say during our game, I think we almost never even went into that extra minute. The game that technically happened, that hasn't happened yet officially, but clearly has.
Schrodinger's game.
Exactly that one.
I look forward to watching it and commentating on it.
I look forward to hearing your commentary on it.
Yeah, I might watch it now. I was gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm gonna have to, because he's gonna despair at various different awful mistakes we made.
I may not.
Yes.
Or might not make, or will have had made.
What I will do for sure is predict what you're going to do, and compare to what I predicted, or predict what you should do, and compare to what.
Oh boy, that's not going to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't predict what you are going to do.
No. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
We will see you on the field.
Or in the stands.
No, on the field. Pitch invasion.
Oh boy.
Yikes. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.